What is... Whoa! All right, what's going down? What is happening? What's happening? I cannot see myself, so I don't know. Hopefully I'm framed. Okay. I want to talk about healing for a minute. It's like the big thing. It's the big subject. It's the big deal. And, you know, when you dive into this and you start to, I don't know, do your research on it, you're going to run into guys like, Bruce Lipton and Greg Braden, and guys who talk a lot about epigenetics and how you really basically control. I mean, you're in the driver's seat when it comes to your health. You really do have like a huge part to play in your healing, no matter who you go to see. You know, it doesn't matter what form of healing you go to, and you know, the healers that you seek, they're an instrument. They're like an antenna. All they do is facilitate with, some call it spirit, some call it the Holy Spirit, some call it frequencies, energy, you know, the ether, the whatever. There's a lot of names that people use. And anyway, semantics is not a place you want to get hung up in this. You want to, let me think how I want to put this. I'm not saying that it's not all, you know, because for a minute I was really believing it was all the patient. I thought that their belief, because everything that I had begun to learn, and this book here is a really good one to tell you the power of the subconscious mind. If you believe it, it's going to happen. I mean, the power of belief is absolutely crazy, right? But I've had 3 or 4 experiences where I've been shown that it's not just the patient and their power of belief. And it was intentional. I feel like Source or God or whoever it is and whatever that's trying to get me to do whatever they're wanting me to do, which is this. It's like I have to do this, so I'm doing it. But anyway, I had an incident happen with a friend of mine before he died that was really weird. It came out of nowhere, and like, I don't want to say these voices, but it was kind of like voices were telling me, like I was feeling this real, like, this powerful push to do this, like, do it. And and it's on one of my videos, and the shit kind of got crazy, and he was feeling it, I was feeling it, it was weird, man. It was crazy, right? And then I had an incident with my dad and an incident with my dog, but I didn't really get to film any of that. But I had these 2 little squirrels. This was, it was so cute, but it was like a lesson. It was a huge lesson. And I'm trying to think of how we seen these 2 little baby squirrels. I'm going to put video up of these dudes. And I called, because the dude cracked me up, so we called him, what the hell's that name? Jay Clampett's boy. Jethro. Yeah, Jethro and Ellie Mae. Yeah, Jethro, Ellie Mae, she just seemed like a girl squirrel, you know what I mean? She was a little bitty thing. She seemed squirrel, like a girl, like she was just more. And Jethro was like, he was a hoot, dude. This dude was like, he would bounce up and just do all kinds of funny shit, right? So we get a laugh out of it, you know? We're humored by silly shit. But anyway, trying to think if he was down. I can't remember if he was down on the ground and I had already seen him the day before, or if I seen him that day. But he was curled up and he was froze. I poked at him, and think we found him the day before, and we put a little box out there and like a little wash rag for him to crawl in, and we was like keeping him warm, but overnight he like started freezing or whatever. So I went to check on him, and he was like frozen. I mean, he was like, he was right there, you know what I mean? I mean, I didn't feel for a heartbeat or nothing crazy like that, but he just felt stiff and whatever. And then that voice or that power or that weird thing that came over me with that dude, and it happened with my dog, and it happened with my dad. But this like voice is telling me to do this. So I started bringing in the frequencies like, you know, Case Parks talks about. I mean, it's practical magic is all it is. If you can actually go get the book called Practical Magic, and it talks about these energies in your hand. It talks about being grounded, the sun energy. It's like, this is nothing new, man. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and I can feel, and it's coming, man. I'm like, wow, you know, it's here. So I'm down on this little squirrel. He's only this big, man. And I'm down here and I'm just, and you can see him start to just come to this life, right? And so he does. And so we get him to life. I'm trying to think if the girl came down the next day. I can't remember the whole story, man, how he started. We started with him, then we had her. But, and we was Googling how do you take care of these squirrels, and which actually was a bad thing because we found out if we'd have kept them alive, we'd have been stuck with them all winter. But anyway, so for the next 2 or 3 days, that happened one more time, and I done the thing on him, and he came to. And then like the third day, man, it was like the third or fourth day, he was dead. And I had gotten so much enjoyment. I got video of him jumping around, and we're laughing, and we're just having a hail time with this Jethro or whatever his name is, and Ellie Mae. And so I'm carrying him out to the trash can, and I'm kind of pissed, man. I'm like, God, why the fuck? You know, I'm literally questioning God. I'm like, why did you do that? Why? Because it felt like a tease. It felt like, I don't know. It felt like, you know, like it was a cruel joke, or, you know, why did you do that? I mean, I was really like thinking, you know, that's not cynical, but I don't know how to describe it. But man, what a douchebag thing to do, you know, like, why did you do that, man? And as clear as bell, dude, just as clear as the shit that told me to do it. The fucking voice is telling me that's your lesson, that it's not the patient. They don't have to know you're doing the healing. You are a healer. You can do this. And did you or did you not enjoy that little thing for a couple, 2 or 3 days? Because he was already a goner. This dude was already dead. But I let you enjoy this guy for 2 more days and get laughs and enjoyment and happiness and joy and heal and learn a lesson. Man, I mean, it all came to me like that, like when the trees talked to me and shit. I almost was just smacked down with humility. I was like, oh my, you know, I was so, I was like, oh God, thank you. It was such a lesson. It was such a blessing. The lesson was such a blessing because I had kind of all but given up on healing because I thought, man, it's kind of bullshit. All you really have to be is a con man who cons a person into thinking that they're being healed. And I was like, man, I don't want to do that. I want to fucking be a healer. I want to, you know what I mean? And so for me, that was like, I had to have that. And I had to have, I don't know why the other incidences didn't dawn on me, but this little thing here with this little squirrel and this little relationship that we had, it really did, for some reason, fuck with my head. And I just thought it was a cruel ass joke. I was like, man, why did you do that to me, man? You know what I mean? I'm loving this little dude, man. I thought I saved his life, and now he's fucking dead. You know what? And so, but, so the truth is, you know, it's not always, I mean, there's the power of belief is there, but if the healer believes it, if the healer's doing it, if the Holy Spirit or the source or whatever you want to call it comes through you and you're feeling that and you know you're the dude, you know it, man, you feel it, you know it. It's true. It's real. It is. And for the people to believe it, that just solidify. I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen because both of you are going into this thing leaning in head first, and it's accessible to everybody. I mean, anybody and everybody can heal. It's part of our DNA. It's part of who we are. So it's what you do, man. It's like, it's what you do, you know. So I don't know if I'm not sure. Okay. Because there was a few other things. Let me think of what else I was wanting to talk about. One of the things that I did want to say is I've done the Q.H.H.T. I've done reconnective healing. I've done Reiki healing. I've done energy healing. I've done the Holy Spirit healing. I mean, talking about on me. And I've facilitated some of that as well. But I'm talking about what I've experienced as far as feeling energies and feeling, you know, I've always used the term Holy Spirit. You know, the Holy Spirit, you got the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit. I don't mind using that. It seems like if you use that, actually, I don't give a fuck. Who cares if I use that? Because I'm not New Age anyway. So, you know, I'm not Christian Science. I'm a metaphysician. I'm on a whole other level, man. But anyway, what I wanted to say is if we were painting, it's all the same medium. The base, the oil is the you know, when you're painting, you're doing oils, the oil itself, not the pigments. It's the oil itself. That's the bond. That's what it is. Call it what you will. Call it what you will. If you want to call it the Holy Spirit, that's great. You want to call it frequencies, that's great. If you want to call it energies, that's great. If you want to call it spirits, that's great. Angels, that's great. Call it whatever you will. Don't get caught up on semantics, dude. That just, every single word takes you further away from the truth. Always remember that. Just say, for instance, there's a cat. There's a cat. If you call him a black cat, you've taken him away from being a cat. Now he's a black cat. It's hard to wrap your mind around that. But if you say he's a fast black, the more words you add to him, the more you narrow what he is into an absolute teeny weeny sliver of something, instead of being what all he really is. I don't know if that makes any sense, but anyway, y'all know I love you, man, and I hope you enjoy these little squirrels, because these dudes are cooler than hell. Hopefully I got to go back through my videos. I don't know if I got Jed jumping around, but man, I do. Of course, you know, me and her, we find enjoyment in some of the silliest places. So exactly, that is crazy people. I don't know. But I love y'all. Hope the audio is better. Oh man, did I? Okay, there it is. All right. Later.